Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Friday, and we've got a little bit of time. I thought it would be fun for us to do a video game review for the video game section of the YouTube channel. Normally, we review vintage games on the Noel Comics YouTube channel, but today we're going to review something hot off the press, and that, my friends, is Dead or Alive 6 for the PlayStation 4, the latest in one of my favorite fighting game franchises, Dead or Alive. Now, there is a lot of great things about this game, and then there are some frustrating things about this game. One thing I find frustrating is our character Bass over here, I find is looking a little bit less like Hulk Hogan. Back in Dead or Alive 2, he was a dead ringer for Hollywood Hogan with 80s Hulk's build, and now he's, I don't know, he's losing weight here, he's wearing big leather jackets with no sleeves. I don't even know what this is here, but he still looks pretty cool, and this game is pretty cool, so let's get down to playing it, learning a bit about it, and weighing its pros and cons. So right here, we see Dead or Alive 6, and we have our story mode, which is a bit different than I'm used to for Dead or Alive games. The story mode, basically, I will show you a little bit of, forms a grid. And as you go through the story, different parts of the grid are unlocked. And this is definitely interesting, and it's not a bad way to do a story mode. However, you have no real control over who your character is. My preferred way of doing a story mode, as you know if you watch this channel, is to merge it with an arcade mode where you pick a player in arcade mode, and a little bit before each match, you have some story, you have some dialogue, you have your match, and then you get a little bit more, and then you get a very cool character ending, and that is, at least for my taste, the way you should do a story mode. Let's actually check out a scene right here from the story mode. And we're going to see Ayane going after Honoka, one of the newer characters in the Dead or Alive series. Now, I'll tell you another thing about the story mode in this game is for about 15 seconds of dialogue in a fight, you're going to have to put up with some load time. So, definitely some of the newer characters in this game are getting that kind of AKB48, Akihabara, kind of cute girl maid style to them. Whereas you can kind of see the difference in female ideal. Ayane is an older character, and she looks like she kind of fell out of an episode of Baywatch. So, different styles for different tastes, I guess. So, now, we are going to talk about the problems with the costumes on this game. By which I mean, Dead or Alive, for a long time, was known for its female characters and their costumes. And those costumes are incredibly difficult to unlock in this game. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's actually take a look at something here as soon as this loads. So, if we scroll back here, yes, I do want to get out of here. There's this thing called DOA Quest, which is a way that we can easily accumulate points. Points for what, you ask? Well, let me tell you. We don't just play through this game and unlock costumes like we did in Dead or Alive 2, where I beat arcade mode with Kasumi, I get a costume for her. I beat arcade mode with Kasumi again, ooh, another costume for Kasumi. Now what I have to do, I literally am given pieces of costumes as I go through this game, and then, in addition to getting all these pieces of these costumes, I believe I then have to actually buy the costume once I've assembled the costume. This is an incredibly, in my opinion, stupid and petty way to manufacture replay value. I want to play a video game not because I'm forced to, but because the gameplay is fun and I just enjoy the experience of playing it. Not because I have to go through an insane amount of hoops just to get something that was much easier to have in a previous game. So here it looks like I got a sidestep an opponent, land 3 hits on a sidestepping opponent. 1, 2, whoop, whoop. I'm sidestepping here. Why isn't that counting? 2. I got this. That's it. So I just got to beat him. I mean, unless they're like just trying to force people to play this game mode, which is still stupid. I mean, you want to play game mode because it's fun, not because I have to. I have to, cobble together a costume, which was much easier to get in a previous game. Now, the other huge problem with this game is the lack of a tag mode, and we're going to talk about that in just a second here when we check out the arcade mode on this here. Ooh, look! I unlocked a part of a costume. I now have 300 out of 750 pieces. Fantastic. No, it's really not. It's not good at all. I am very sick of these new so-called AAA games betraying player expectations, and not in a good way by introducing new kinds of gameplay or characters, but just by, denying what players have come to expect from a game and making them either jump through an insane amount of hoops to get those things, or just totally denying them those things, and then a year later coming out with a new version of the game with those things to try to force the person to buy the game again, which is exactly what's happening here. There is no tag mode in this game, and supposedly the creators of this game are like, oh, well, no one played it in Dead or Alive 5. That is a lot of nonsense, because whenever I play arcade mode on DOA, I'm almost always doing it in the tag mode, and the one-on-one stuff is great, but I really, 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 really have come to see Dead or Alive as a game that has one of the best tag battle systems ever, and now that's not happening here. What we do get are these very cool character posters here with each character, but again, and this is not to sound sexist per se, but with each character, Dead or Alive is essentially known for its girl characters and their scantily clad outfits and just generally beautiful designs and amazing gameplay. And you can just kind of combine all of these things that the audience member of this kind of game would want. But you clearly see here, this costume going to take a long time to unlock. So what are you left with here? This Amish attire here, where she is literally covered from head to toe. And that's not an accident, okay? It's not an accident that you're being forced to play this game to get the skimpy outfit. But let us play as Kasumi here. And her gameplay it's all there. The gameplay in this game is awesome. This Dead or Alive looks, I think, better than any Dead or Alive. But there are some essential elements of this game that are really not here off the bat. The story mode is interesting, but not very straightforward, at least not for my taste. The lack of a tag mode is inexcusable, and this garbled nonsense to unlock costumes is incredibly stupid for my taste. So, on the one hand, I love this game. On the other hand, I'm extremely frustrated with aspects of this game. But look at the beauty of this level. Look at the attention to detail on the characters. Look at the shine. You'll even be able to see things like sweat. Like the female characters glow. The guy characters are just, very cool looking. That is an old mistake that a DOA player should not make, is stand still for that wind-up that Zach has. Zach is looking less like Dennis Rodman, which kind of annoys me. So Zach's character is really based on Dennis Rodman from Double Team. But, he's looking less and less like Dennis every day here. Now, a cool thing, this mechanic was introduced in Dead or Alive 5, are these big blows that I'm doing right here using the shoulder button, the R1 button, holding it in different directions, and that allows me to do those huge haymaker-style attacks. The levels in this game also great. Lots of different aspects to each level in this game. And so the actual experience of the one-on-one fights are great. Your default costumes are, nice to look at, but are a bit underwhelming. And I think that is an issue aesthetically. Bayman. Now, there will be no ending in this arcade mode, which is, I think, again, disappointing. I much prefer how Dead or Alive 2 played, and 3, and 4, where you basically just went through the arcade mode, each character, got story unlocked for that character, had a cool ending, got costumes unlocked, and you just kept doing that until you got all your costumes, and you just kept getting to experience different characters' stories and getting better with each character, and I don't know. I mean, I always say this, but my replay value isn't me wanting to unlock things as much as it's just me having fun playing this game. There's no fighting game I really play more than Street Fighter Alpha 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom. And I'm not playing those because I'm unlocking things. I'm playing them because I like those games. I mean, it's the same reason I play Sonic the Hedgehog all the time. The 2D Sonics. Not that the 3D ones are bad per se, but those 2D Sonics are just really great. Which, incidentally, I don't know what's going on with that new Sonic movie, that live-action one. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but I'm saying, why didn't they make, like, a Space Jam-style movie with, like, the 2D Sonic? And, I don't know. I think that would have been much better than that weird, like, kind of uncanny valley, part human, part spiky hedgehog, two-eyed, weird Sonic that they got happening there. It's not like, I mean, I don't know. I'm totally seeing this movie, and maybe that's the idea, that people just want to see the weirdness of it, but like, doing a Who Framed Roger Rabbit Space Jam Sonic movie would, I think, make a lot more sense. Here's Bass, again, looking less like Hulk Hogan than I would like. The fact that we're in a Chinatown and I'm knocking him into fireworks is fantastic. Japanese voices are here in full force, which is great. Your default are your English voice actors, which I really don't think sound as natural as the Japanese voice actors, but it's your preference. Let's file our nails during this loading time. Yeah, again, when I played Dead or Alive 5, which was a great game, don't get me wrong, I thought, yeah, this game, it looks a little dark. It doesn't quite have those, that vibrancy that Dead or Alive 4 had, or all that shine that Dead or Alive 4 had on my Xbox 360. But that's completely back in this game. And these levels are very beautiful, and the women on this game, as always, they look fantastic. It's just, I don't know, man. Kasumi, like, I don't want to sound weird here, but come on, like, give me some skin here. Like, this is not a normal Kasumi costume here. Again, her gameplay is magnificent, though. Kasumi's great, because she's... So I need to talk more about the gameplay of this game. So what I did right there is I did a counter using the square button. So if you can figure out the direction that your opponent is attacking you, hit that direction on the D-pad, hit square, and you'll counter. Okay? Then you're going to have your punch button, your kick button, and your grapple button. And depending on which direction, up, down, sideways, left, right, you hit, you're going to do different punches, different grapples that will keep your opponent off kilter so they don't know which way to counter, creating some very fun gameplay that really does simulate a fight in a very rhythmic and engaging fashion. Man, and again, I can't stress enough how beautiful these levels look here. the addition to those types of moves in this game make it even more breathtaking to play. Now, I did actually buy a character for this game. It is a female Tengu character. She reminds me actually quite a bit of Angel from Tekken Tag, in Tekken 2, in Tekken Tag 2. But not quite as good, but still very cool. And I do want to show you a little bit of her gameplay while we go through this here. Do-do-do-do. Alright, let's get some lucha going here. And multi-layered levels. We're now in a wine cellar. And now look at that sunlight coming in. See, I'm having a ton of fun playing this game, and it's just because it's fun to play. And it would be even more fun to play if we got some banter before their fight, and Kasumi has a cool ending that lasts about a minute or so. And I knocked her mask right off. Ooh, looks like we have an evil Kasumi clone. And again, I love this. This level is one of my favorite ones in the game. It really combines the essence of the Dead or Alive series. Looks like we're in a shopping mall, crossed with a coliseum and a pro wrestling ring. And you get the fighting of the coliseum, the novelty and vibrance of a mall, and the spectacle of professional wrestling, which I think are all really captured in these Dead or Alive games. So this is a great level here. And again, I'm doing that by hitting R1 and then just kind of psyching the computer out with different directions here. So who will we fight next? I don't know. So we're fighting Marie Rose. She is Helena's maid, basically. I think she should sing a song called Ponytail Toshushu. Oof. KO, very nice. So after this fight, we'll start to wind down this review here. I do want to show you that Tengu character that I just purchased. But again, I don't know. The whole idea of having to buy characters kind of bothers me. I mean, I get it. I mean, I can understand. It's like, oh, I don't feel like playing this game. I just want to buy this character, unlock everything off the bat. That, I understand, but I think the only way literally to get that character is just to straight up buy her, which is annoying. And we beat the game. Ooh, when we get 1 out of 2,000 pieces of a costume, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sorry, 159 out of 750 pieces of a costume. Excuse me. I'm going to show you that Tengu girl, do a fight with her, and then we'll wrap up this review. Excuse me. And again, I tried to even find this wedding dress, but it's apparently DLC only, so I don't even know how to get it. So, let's use this costume here. No accessories to speak of so far. Again, this game only came out last week, so. And we can read through little tips while we're waiting for the game to load, which is clever. People say kids today don't like to read anymore. It's true, I'm a teacher. But you can read your loading screen. That's a thing. Yeah, this level's already awesome here. So, if you played Dead or Alive 2, Tengu was the boss of that game. And a Tengu is like a Japanese demon with a big nose and wings. So, we've got like a sexy geisha Tengu right here. Which is cool. Oof. So we got a lumberjack match happening here. You get knocked out of the ring, they push you back in. Oof. Careful, careful. Knockout. Thud. Alright, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Dead or Alive 6 on the PlayStation 4. A beautiful game with some room for improvement. Until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.